Yesterday on stream, we kind of talked about a situation where a girl on TikTok totally shit on her dad's like reputation to say talking about how he was a kind of made it seem like he was a deadbeat dad who abandoned them. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you were abandoned by a parent or what, but it happens. Like it's just a fact of life. Some people are a little more unlucky than others, and it's just the way things are. It sucks. It really does. But nothing you can do about it. But normally, when people think of abandonment, they think of somebody who is absent, somebody who is not financial, like doesn't financially help out. They don't talk to them. They're not close by. They're not, they're gone. They're gone. They live a totally separate life from you, and that's basically about it. That's the extent of it. So, like I said, this happens sometimes. Nothing you can really do about it. But imagine lying about it. Imagine being so out of touch with reality that you think that lying about your dad abandoning you would be a good thing to do. It would be a good look. And so we talked about it on stream. However, I'm not able to get the stream clip for some reason. It's broken. But we're going to talk about it a little bit here. So this has to do with a girl named Maddie on TikTok. She made a video saying, "Yep, my dad abandoned me." He abandoned me and my three siblings and my mother. So he was gone. He was nowhere to be seen. The dude frolicked out of the situation. The dad made a video coming into the scene saying, "Hold up, wait a minute, this is not true." Because the way that the video was made by Maddie, it really did kind of make it seem like he was a deadbeat dad that just was never around. He just abandoned his family, and that was basically about it. She didn't give any context. She didn't say he actually helped out, like financially or anything like that. And just made it seem like he wasn't around. He wasn't a part of their lives at all. And we come to find out that just was not true. It just was not like it wasn't the case. And she was extremely misleading. And so rightfully so, the dad came into the scene and kind of took a little dump on her outlook on the situation. Now, I will say that I feel like this kind of thing can happen a lot of the time from when parents get divorced. The parent that the kids live with might make the other parent seem like not the best person, which is just, but in this situation, it makes it even worse because the dad wasn't absent. The dad really did help financially in a significant way. Like, we're not talking about little, we're not talking about like $600 per month in child support. We're talking more like $18,000 per month in child support. So for the mom to make it seem like he was a bad father or a bad parent would be baffling to me. But I do feel like that's kind of like the situation that it was, like I feel like the mother was not talking favorably about him. And yeah, let's take a look at the video.
Okay, I wake up at 6 a.m. to do some work. I get my coffee. I sit down. I open my computer. And what am I greeted with? Well, hundreds of comments calling me a deadbeat dad, a child abandoner, and all manner of other insults. So I think, what's this all about? Well, after a few minutes of investigation, I discover that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me. She's a screenwriter in Hollywood. She's also a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Some of her videos get millions of views. And this video has tens of millions of views. 1 million likes, 20,000 comments, 40,000 bookmarks,
Yeah, that
30,000
shit popped off.
reposts. It's just insane. So I thought I'd better watch this video. And frankly, I was pretty chagrined by what I heard, to say the least. But honestly, the more I
Chagrined is a
watched
what?
this video, the more I liked it.
Fucking
Well, I like about
crazy
98%
word
of
to
it.
use.
However, I do need to correct a few statements in the video. But first, let's just watch Maddie's 90-second video, and then I'll give you my comments.
What's a piece of trauma that you have that's funny? It has to actually be funny. I'll go first. My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Some more context is needed.
Yeah, so she just makes it seem like he actually just dipped. Like,
Needed here. Needless to say, I will talk about this in a moment. All right, let's continue with the video.
And he got really good. He like blew up. Like he became like a D-list celebrity status, like viral breakdancer. He became like the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world. Then he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. And here, I'll show you.
Take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer. Yes, 60.
That shit is fire. Oh my god.
Amazing. That's Ben Hart. He's competing at a breakdancing competition in Philadelphia, and he may not have won, but I tell you what, he is winning over a lot of people on the internet.
Yes.
He really is. Yep, he's winning over a lot of people on the internet.
That is hard.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
That is not true. More on that in a minute.
The worst part, damn it, he's good. He should not be able to move his body like that. It's like impossible. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad.
Thank you, Maddie.
Like there was no split custody or anything. Like he just like left 4 kids to do that. He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his
That is a nice shirt.
It's his b-boy name because his name is Ben Hart. You know, I'll get texts like this, "Happy birthday?" ? And then like links to his breakdancing video.
That's
If
true.
you have funny trauma, like actual funny haha trauma, I need to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, in many ways I love this video. And of course, I love my daughter Maddie. And we get along great. At least I think we do. But a few corrections are in order, or at least a few things that need to be put in context. First, I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do.
Yeah, I don't see it like that. When I think of abandonment, I think of somebody who is gone. Like they were out the situation. You're not seeing them. You're never seeing them. They're not helping you out. They're not talking to you or anything. Like, I don't really look at it as
You get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois. We just weren't living under the same roof. Now, about not paying medical bills, that's just not correct. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go.
Yeah, this is where shit gets real. Like, when you think of somebody who abandoned your family, do you think of somebody who's helped out in that big of a financial way? Absolutely not.
Out of the gate, a lump sum payment. Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony.
Like, what in tarnation? That is more money than what most people make in a year going to a real job. Like, that is $18,000.
This was later reduced to $12,000.
I mean, it does
per
say it
month.
was reduced, but still,
And of course, I
$12,000
paid
is a
health
lot.
insurance and out-of-pocket medical costs. I also put $600,000 into the kids' college fund. In all, I paid out about $5 million to my ex-wife to cover costs for her and the kids. And this is in 2005 dollars.
Yeah, so
add 50%
doesn't-
to account for inflation.
yeah.
In other words, I was not a deadbeat dad at all. And by the way, Maddie did not say that in her video.
So honestly, shame on the mother if she actually made him seem like a deadbeat father to her kids. Maybe the kids didn't know about the financial situation and thought he legitimately did just dip. And the mother made it seem like it probably was what I think happened is the mom didn't want them to be around the dad. And so they weren't, you know?
But a lot of the comments assume that and say that. Now, of course, there was no way for Maddie to know how much I was paying because she was a kid. This wasn't something I talked about. Also, remember that I was living 1 mile down the road from the kids in LaGrange, Illinois. Sidewalks all the way. An easy walk or bike ride. I saw the kids all the time. No abandonment, just a divorce. Was I at fault in the divorce? Yeah, I would say I was about 70% at fault. I own that. Maddie's mom and I were really not compatible in many ways. We were compatible in some ways, but not in other ways. Do I regret marrying Maddie's mom? No, absolutely not. If I had not married Maddie's mom, Maddie and her 3 siblings would not have been born. They would not have existed. The kids have turned out great. Maddie graduated from Northwestern University and is a screenwriter in Hollywood. Maddie's older sister Tori is a partner at a hedge fund on Wall Street, and she's getting rich. Maddie's younger sister Olivia just graduated from college and is teaching English to even graduated in 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012 as a way to get in shape at the age of 54. I then just kept doing it. I'm now age 66.
So this guy starts going hard. All right.
Now some of you might be wondering, can he still breakdance at age 66? Well, I don't know. Let's see. I'll give it a try. Okay, Maddie, let's see how the old man does.
Good God. This shit is spectacular. This guy must be a Bitcoin, like, aficionado because, good God.
The main point is that it's never too late to start breakdancing.
Oh, I thought this shit was funny as hell because he's like, well, the main takeaway from this is that it's never too late to start breakdancing. That's what the videos, that was the whole point of this video. Just start breakdancing, everyone.
I started when I was age 54. I'm now age
I just realized it's spelt wrong. Bitkeon.
66. So there's really no excuse for anyone not to be breakdancing. So the bottom line is this. At first, I really did not like Maddie's video at all. But I was biased by all the negative comments that I was greeted with at 6 a.m. in the morning in my social media feed. But the more I watch the video, the more I like it. And her video certainly is true from her perspective, even though a few details are off. No doubt because of what she heard from her mom. And I do think it's a great storyline that a 54-year-old dude left his family to pursue breakdancing, even if not quite true, factually. But perhaps it speaks to a bigger truth.
That would be
A truth that is really
Yeah.
truer than the actual facts of the matter. This could be a very funny movie plot. So maybe Maddie will make this movie about her 66-year-old breakdancing dad. Also, as I scroll through the 12,000 comments on Maddie's video, I really like most of them. Some are hilarious. Here are a few I'll read at random. This one is from someone named Ro, and she says, "My mom abandoned me as a kid to join a Renaissance fair across the country." This is from Maria. "I didn't know my dad was bald until my mom knocked his toupee off in a fight when I was 10. My mom didn't know he was bald then until that moment." This is from Diane. "In foster care mandated therapy, the therapist told me I had abandonment issues and then stopped showing up to the sessions. I never saw her again." This one's from Bravo. "My mom died the week of Mother's Day, and my father died on Father's Day weekend. It's honestly so typical of both of them." This is from Clover. "My dad tried to kidnap me and ran out of gas while following us." This one from Chriselle. "I had to be my mom's boss at Dairy Queen when I was 17 and had to fire her for smoking while working the drive-thru." Becca says, "When my grandma passed away, my grandpa moved into a senior's home, met another woman, and brought her as a date to the funeral."
That's hard.
Here's someone who says, "A video of my dad was featured in an episode of World's Dumbest Criminals." I love you, Maddie. You are very creative and talented. Keep doing exactly what you're doing.
He must really fucking like that Bitcoin shirt. But, well, Maddie. The video you made, not exactly accurate now, is it? You got cooked, didn't you? Now, the dad at no point seems like he's trying to be malicious with his video. He is simply trying to just explain his side of the story, which his side of the story really makes everything, like, a lot clearer, because the video that Maddie made really did make it seem like he was the dad that just up and left. He was gone. He abandoned the 4 kids and the wife. Like, this guy is a menace to society. He needs to be, hunted. And look, he became a breakdancer too. Look at how good his life is. And he still abandoned us. But then he comes into the scene. He's like, actually, well, I kind of gave the family like $5 million. The only reason you were able to have a good childhood was because I provided for you. How about that, Maddie? How about that? And I just don't understand how she could possibly be oblivious to that. Like, unless she really did not look into any situations like further than face value. Like, the mom went up to her and was like, yeah, by the way, your dad's a bad guy. And she was like, yeah, mom. Yep. You must be right about that because you're my mom. And just never really like questioned anything like that. But, yeah, I think that Maddie really did her dad wrong with this one. Unless, I don't know. Of course, I only know the situation based off of these videos that I'm seeing. So I don't know the family. I don't know the whole dynamic. However, I think anyone would be happy to have a dad like him. I know that if he was my dad, I'd be like, I think everyone would be happy to have a dad as supportive as him. He really does seem like he loves his kids. And I really hope it was not a situation where the mother, was just not letting the kids see the dad. Because that happens a lot too, is the mom will be like, well, no, I want you to be here with me. I don't want your father to be seeing you, and kind of painted him to be this like evil villain character that really is like, it happens a lot. It's not like a rare thing for the parent that the kids live with to kind of like talk badly about the other parent, and I really hate when that happens, because just because you weren't compatible with that person doesn't automatically make them this big monster that everyone should paint them out to be. That's just not the way that the world should work. It's from my point of view, that makes the person trying to make, the other parent seem like a bad person, the bad person. So, anyways, guys, this is just a really interesting story that I wanted to talk about. That's pretty much about it. I mean, the dad seems like a good guy to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing. Maybe his whole video's a lie. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.